When I first heard about the story about Sonya and I checked it out, my conclusion was that my first thought was that it's the father, it's the parents, it's the parents' fault. You know, father and mother, it's the way they raising their children. Because what kind of upbringing tells you that it's okay to live and unaccountable to a father, to a husband, in a area that's known to target black people. And I'm assuming the family is from Chicago or they're from somewhere in Illinois. You can't be from Illinois and not know about Springfield. Springfield, I've been hearing about Springfield and their police department being foul for a minute, for a good minute. It's been a lot of cases that have come out of that area. You know what I'm saying? Recently, within the last, like I say, 5 or 6 years. So I mean, it's the upbringing that you really got to look at. You know what I mean? Like I said, she was in that area. That area is known to target black people, law enforcement. And, my thing is, you hear certain things like, oh, she had mental health. And I hear that being thrown around. Now, my thing is, the father's on TV with Benjamin Crump. And, he's saying, yeah, this shouldn't happen. And, you know, this is crazy. But it's ultimately on you. It's on y'all, because the thing is that she wouldn't have been in that situation, had y'all raised her to have, some level of protection, protection from men. And so that's the first thing I would automatically like address. But also, the problem is that you see that a lot of times women, not just women, nah, just our people, period. Our people, period, is that they'll say, well, as long as I'm living in an area where there's mostly, my people, I don't have to worry about the reality that we're living in. So a lot of people try to live a lie, and that's also the result of bad parenting, because a lot of people, they try to raise their children to ignore the fact, the truth of the condition that our people are living in. And so you got a lot of black people, they not gonna fight. That's the reality. A lot of black people is not trying to fight. You know what I'm saying? But not realizing that, you know, our ancestors and people that, just a few generations ago, what I'm saying, we wouldn't be where we're at. We wouldn't have the little bit of privileges that we have today, uh, unless we fought. But, like I said, a lot of black people, they just surround themselves with other black people, and they try to ignore, as a lot of folks raise their children that to say, well, if somebody is not calling you out your name, and if they're not trying to harm you, then there's no racism. You don't have to worry about it. You good. When that couldn't be further from the truth. There's far more, smarter ways to do warfare on you. And it's a daily war that's being raised on. There's a daily war that's being waged on you. You know what I'm saying? And so, but a lot of black people, they think, well, as long as I'm living in my neighborhood, I'm good. So that's the first level of delusion. But it takes a higher level of delusion for you to think that you can move into their neighborhoods, them folks' neighborhoods, and it's sweet. You know what I'm saying? It's sweet, and I could just call them folks. I don't have to be accountable to no man. I don't have to be accountable to my father or a husband, and I could just call them folks, and they gonna do whatever I need them to do. Now, to some extent, that has worked for black women in the past. You know what I'm saying? It has worked for them, and a lot of cases against their men. But that really ultimately don't benefit the sisters. And you got a lot of sisters out there that'll look at this situation with Sonya and they'll say, well, I got a license to carry and I go to the gun range. So, and I got a brother that'll kill for me. So, I'm good. Well, but I see a lot of those women, a lot of those women, I'll see those same women get online, or they'll try to, surprise somebody and try to propose to a man, and he embarrassed them. So that's gotta hurt. You know what I mean? And so my thing is, it's like, well, the solution is not you to just pick up a gun and try to be a man and defend yourself. The solution is for you to submit, okay, and for you to try to, get up under some type of authority. But see, here's the thing. It's all on the parents. I put this back on the parents, because a lot of times the parents, and they get into these situations and their children get harmed, and they might say, well, yeah, they had mental health, this, that, and the third. If your child had mental health, why would you allow your child, even if they're an adult, okay, because a lot of black people use that as an excuse, even if they're an adult, to if you claim you love your child, but your child is out here by themselves in an environment around people and in a climate where these people are itching to take, to try to destroy us. They're trying to destroy, these young black people. You know what I'm saying? It's mainly with the men. But I mean, in this situation, it was with a female. So that these people can't wait to try to off one of us, but yet you want to get on TV with Benjamin Crump to try to set up a lawsuit so you could get a couple $1,000,000. Talking about, do you love me? Do you, with the money phone? Do you love me? Okay, yeah, you on TV with Benjamin Crump talking about, we forgive you. Okay, and I'm saying that was a situation like it couldn't be me. See what I'm saying? People wait until something happened to them to put on the kupi, to put on the dashiki. That's how a majority of our people are. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is, it wouldn't have been me with the camera watching what happened to George Floyd. I wouldn't have been the person with the camera. I couldn't sit there and watch that happen. I couldn't sit there and watch what happened to Devontae, the guy that was recently, he was done the same way by some security guards at the Hyatt Hotel. You know what I'm saying? Something would have happened, drop kick, rock, something. That wouldn't have happened, and so, but that's what I'm saying. So, it's definitely